Yo, I gotta kick this one for the homies in the hood. Chillin' with the homies on third. It's me, the MC Pancho. I'm drinking Thunderbird with the bottles from my crazy ass town. Khaki down while we're jamming the harbor area sounds. Will someone pass me the yes guy so I can catch me a buzz in a siesta? Then I'll be out and about once again. Got on the cellular phone and called up a lady friend. Are you busy tonight, freak? There's a party going on and it's on Santa Cruz Street.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your player partner, Cardo Mac in the house, chilling in San Pedro Califas tonight with another legendary rapper, Mr. MC Pancho. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Ricardo. Thank you so much for this interview. I'm honored and, just enjoying life.
Thanks for having me in your beautiful home. Beautiful artwork all over.
Thank you.
We'll get into it a little bit later.
Sure.
So take us back into when you started and what inspired you to rap.
Oh, man. Music. I mean, I've always loved the music. 1988 was the birth of MC Pancho. I mean, I was born in 1970, but MC Pancho was created in 1988. Right. I did mixtapes. I'm known for put together 30 volumes underground cassettes called the Harbor Area Sounds. And I pretty much started off as a DJ, spinning vinyl, Technique 1200s. And from there, I started emceeing, and I got a DJ to spin. And one day, I just started flowing. And my style of flow was pretty much what I seen in the neighborhood. I called it vaudeville rap, reality rap. I rapped about things, not trying to glorify, but things that I seen. Grew up around.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So take us back in those days. How were those recordings put together? Back then they were on tape.
Oh man, we didn't have no computer or what they do now. So it was all done off of instrumentals. It was all done instrumentals. You had to get it on one take and a Newmark mixer, and I just dropped it off of on a cassette. I dropped it on a cassette. Flow to an instrumental on a 12-inch, the reverse side of whatever song that was.
Yeah.
And then we got into sampling. So we got a Gemini sampler, and we looped and sampled and just repeated, looped over and over and over. And that was all done off of, the DJ system as well.
Yeah. And your fan base, how did people start hearing about you?
They heard about me because I blew up. Honestly, and I give thanks out to there was two. There was a fella that sold at an indoor swap meet in the city of Carson, and he was the only one that believed in me. It was called Jerry's Music Box. This was 1988, and he bought my cassettes. The whole, maybe I should go a little further back. The whole purpose of those cassettes was volume 1 was dedicated to a little girl that was handicapped. So I dedicated that first cassette to her, and the money that was made off of that cassette went into a trust fund for her, a bank account, as a friend of mine, his daughter. And that's how I created those cassettes. Then more people that were buying them. I mean, I was a duffel bag boy. I was carrying a duffel bag with cassettes, selling them out of a trunk. And people were asking me that were purchasing them for that good cause, when are you coming out with volume 2, and 3? I had no intentions of doing that. And that was the whole purpose of the Harbor Area Sounds and, putting that mixtape. From there, how people heard me was pretty much just pushing those, out of the trunk. But what helped me was, like I said, Jerry's Music Box in the city of Carson. He sold vinyl and cassettes at an indoor swap meet. So he started purchasing those. And at that time, the jail system, the prison system was a lot different. So my cassettes were allowed in packages, and I got pretty famous with the fellas in there, getting them sent in their packages, purchasing them at the indoor swap meet, and having their wife send them in packages. And I give a lot of thanks to the fellas out there that are doing time and still doing time, because they were my biggest supporters. Biggest.
So at first it was just local, but now you're worldwide. You've even gone to Japan.
Well,
talk about your fan base over there.
Well, The way that came about, I hung up the microphone in when CDs came out, I had no clue how to make a CD.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was, so I couldn't keep up. I mean, I was fortunate to do 30 mixtapes, and they all had covers for them, and they were shrink wrapped. I mean, they looked professional, and although they were underground and made in this back room over here.
Yeah. Here in this very house.
Here in this very house, yes,
Crazy.
yes. So I hung up the microphone when CDs came in. You know what I mean? That was it. I think I was about maybe 26, 27, 25, 26. And I said, I'm done. I'm done with this, you know. And I was talked into doing a comeback in 2008 by my girlfriend Juliet. And it was a 20-year anniversary of my mixtapes. I didn't want to do it. You know, I was like, you know, I'm done. And the MC Pancho was a thing of the past. And she talked me into doing putting a CD out. And I was fortunate to hook up with an old friend of mine, Seven from Halified Records. He got me in the studio the next day, which I was hoping he wouldn't, and that he was busy, you know, because he had a busy schedule. He was doing a lot of things, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
But he got me in right away, and he brought me out of retirement. And from there, I rode with Halified. And my first and I say my first, really and only CD was put out on Halified that I, you know, my whole CD, you know, that he helped create, you know. So bottom line, when people ask me how long did it take to do a CD, I usually tell them 20 years.
And so you retired for one point, and then you came back as Cadillac P?
Well, no, I came back as MC Pancho when I did that CD, and then I was fortunate to get picked up by Japan, and that's like a whole other long story, but I'll make it brief. I mean, I got sent for in Japan, and I did a tour at the age of 38. And, you know, I figured, okay, wow, man, that was a completion of something I never finished. You know what I mean? It was, I completed this whole, you know, what I quit on, you know, back in the days. Now I'm, you know, back at it. So I'm done. And no, I was fortunate to get sent for again and again. And, you know, I did a total of 6 tours in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did the people treat you out there?
Beautiful. You know, they welcomed me. They, you know, it was like a reality show, like a dream come true. It was, you know, I didn't expect that kind of, you know, I did a press conference the first day with a lot of major magazines out there that we have here. And, you know, like I said, it was a dream come true, you know, that I got to live in, and I'm still living. You know, as far as the Cadillac P, I tried to retire a few times, and then I just came back as Cadillac P. And the reason why Cadillac P, I wrote Cadillacs, and I you know, I've had the Aldos, I've had the Coupe de Villes, the Sedan de Ville DTS, but when I bought the XLR, I said that was it. I'm getting it tatted on me, and I'm Cadillac P. You know, XLR is the highest of the all caddies. Oh, and the Escalade too.
So how many Cadillacs do you have right now?
Right now I have the Escalade, the XLR, and the DeVille DTS that I just gave to Juliet as a early birthday gift.
Okay.
And
so you still got that
you
one?
know, yeah, I still have that black one from back side to side. It's at A&G right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
So currently, any chance of coming back from retirement, or?
Honestly, I'll be honest. I'm not up to par with what this new generation is doing. You know, they're taking it to another level.
What about the people that like that old school sound, that still want to hear that?
I'm fortunate that Japan likes it, and a lot of times they can't understand what I'm saying. So if I mess up, it's like, you know, they don't know. It's all good, you know. But I'm not up to par with what the younger generation is doing now. You know, it's come a long ways from making music in a back room off of an instrumental. You know, on the flip side of a 12-inch.
Is that how you like doing it?
That's the only way I knew how to do it. You know, so you know, it's changed a lot, you know, and I'm not trying to, you know, keep up with what they're doing. They're, you know, I'm happy to see where it's gone, you know, and it's taken a lot more seriously, you know, and I love to see that, you know. I mean,
who are some of the artists that you like to listen to nowadays?
As far as Chicano rap, you know, I've always liked Little Rob style. I've liked there are a lot of talent out there in San Diego. Yeah. You know, that I used to listen to, like back in the, you know, in the days, you know, your Shadows, your Little Rob, and all them, Night Owl. There, you know, I was always feeling that kind of music. So I mean, I basically support any Chicano rapper that's out there, you know, doing their thing. regardless if it's my style or if they're using certain lingo that I'm old school that I don't use. I support it, and I bought their stuff, and a lot of times, I'll be like, man, I wouldn't have said that, but I'm older, I'm a different generation, but
Yeah.
I support everybody that's out there.
Besides Chicano rap, what type of music did you like to bump in your Cadillacs?
My Cadillac. I really love the funk. I've been following. Orange County is known for the funk. Shout out to everybody in OC.
Yeah.
I got introduced to something. I've always been a music lover. Period. I've listened to the weirdest music you could imagine. From Johnny Cash. To country, to everything. You name it. To the new wave. But funk. This era of funk is
Hey, we got a visitor.
Yeah, we got a visitor. We got Shorty. This little girl wants all the attention. So anyways, I follow the funk, and I bump that in the Cadillac a lot, and I go funking it up in OC.
Let's get into some of your art collection, because I've seen you had a nice collection here, and it's throughout the whole house. If you guys seen, it's a beautiful house. All kinds of art everywhere. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, Ricardo. Well, like I told you earlier, the fellas in prison had all my cassettes through the indoor. So once they found out who MC Pancho was, a lot of them, they found me, and they would send their wives directly to come and talk to me and say, like, hey, can you sell me a set of your cassette so I can send them, to my husband who's incarcerated. And I never charged any of them, and they know that, so I never, not once charged. So in return, I would get letters, and these guys would thank me, for hooking them up. And there was
that's really rare, because everybody wants their money.
That's another thing. We could get in your list of questions as far as that, but it was never money with me, and it's to this day it still isn't.
Yeah.
So I hooked them up with the cassettes, and in return, they would tell me, well, what do you like? What are you into? Well, we have hobby in there. It was a lot different at that time. We're talking late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
So, I've always liked artwork, and there's so much talent in there. It's unbelievable. So in return, they would start sending me drawings, and it just build up over the years. And, one person would tell the next person, hey, this guy will hook you up with some cassettes. Just do him a drawing. And word got out. And then, this guy would transfer to another prison, take his music with him. And how'd you get those? Oh, MC Pancho hooked me up, and he likes artwork.
Yeah.
So that was the story, and it just traveled from prison to prison, and I was getting artwork from people I didn't even know, and it was coming in like 4 or 5 pieces a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
Do they
my
still
collection
come in nowadays, or?
They're still coming in.
Yeah?
They're still coming in. Yeah.
And is there any specific piece that you remember, like, stands out?
I would have to say the ones that they did for me when my mom passed away. A lot of them dedicated a lot of pieces that were, to in regards to my mother.
Yeah.
And those ones really have a lot of special, sentimental meaning. They all do. Each one has its own name, and they're personal. But yeah, those are the ones that really I really appreciate more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's get into a little bit about your tattoos. Do you remember what your first one was?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, of course. The first one I got is "Mom is another word for love." I took care of my mom first, so that was the very, very first one I ever got. And I think I was about 18, and I waited till I was 18. And I just went full blown. I think after that,
Was she
I got
down
a
with
full,
that, or she's like, "Why'd you get a tattoo?"
No, my mom was gangster. You had to understand her. She was straight, and she had them too.
Yeah.
So she was gonna let me get one. I remember when I was like 14, and she told me, "No, I'll wait till you're 16." And then by the time I was 18, she's like, "Well, you're already of age. You don't even have to ask me now. It's your call." So I guess she thought I was gonna, it was like a little phase, and I was gonna outgrow it. And she was happy I got "Mom is another word for love." But then the following day, I got a full sleeve.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a full sleeve in one day.
Wow.
Yeah, I got this one, and oh man, I remember I had to sleep like this, and single needle homemade gun off of a Walkman with one of those big old 12-volt batteries. Yeah.
Pain?
Yeah, yes, a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all hurt.
What about some of your artists?
Well, I mean, a lot of people are collectors out there, so there's a lot of names, and it's interesting because I just ran into you at a tattoo convention just yesterday,
yeah.
and I don't know a lot of these names, you know what I mean? Because I don't, the artists that have tatted on me were from the hood, from this area, so they were like superstars to us out here. They were tatting everybody and tatting all the homies,
Yeah.
But as far as I'm not a collector, I mean, so I don't really know the names out there or who the nothing against the artists. I mean, there's so many out there and there's so much talent and it's so perfected now. It's taken to another level. You know what I mean? The style of tattooing, the fine line, how many needles they're using as far as me getting a single needle.
Yeah.
It's changed so much, But I mean, I have my artist in San Pedro Tattoo. His name's David, and that's the only time I've ever done shop tattoos. The rest were all just
homies.
Homies that out here that are no longer here. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And what about facial tattoos? There's not too many people that are down to put a tattoo on their face.
I'm a heavy into my Aztec culture. I was given the name Guatemala by actually the fellas in prison. They gave me that name, and it's a very honorable name. It's the Eagle Warrior. So that's what I wear on my face. The marking of Guatemala and Quetzalcoatl on my forehead, and so it's all Aztec. Those are meaningful. Back in the days, I was just wanted to get a sleeve quick, and I got a bunch of women, and I guess they do tell a story now. At that time they didn't, but after that everything became meaningful. Even the butterfly I have on this hand right here, that's symbolizes my mother.
Yeah.
So as I got older, and I still had room left and still getting them, everything had meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a full bodysuit?
I got a full bodysuit. Yeah, I never thought I'd do the butt, but I was just in Japan.
A couple.
Yeah, they asked me, and I couldn't turn it down. That's all I had left. So they were like, okay, So yeah, I got the full bodysuit, the legs and inner thighs, and my whole back, and I'm fully blasted.
Do you ever enter the competitions in the tattoo conventions or no?
Like I said, my tattoos are real old school. I still have the feathered hair. No one's feathering hair anymore with the chicks, and it's like I said, I was fortunate that I have an artist now that is out of a shop, and he's fixed up a lot of my old stuff. So my style is if they have like maybe a 70s style or 80s style, I could enter. Yeah. But I've seen where these artists nowadays are taking it, and it's just unbelievable.
If they don't have that style, hey, maybe they should.
Hey, then I'll enter in those categories,
Yeah.
Because like I said, mine's really old school, single needle, the majority of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And so what are some of the spots to eat in LA around here? Because I know we got.
Oh, you want to talk about food, huh? Oh man, I should have been a food critic. I love to eat, and I mean, there's so many spots in LA. I do Ciro's on Evergreen. That's my main spot. Right across from Ciro's is Manuel's out Tepeyac. Rest in peace. Manuel was a dear friend of mine, and he has a landmark there that the name still carries on, but somebody else, the family runs it. And Tito's Tacos in Culver City. Man, there's so many places. I mean, as far as Mexican, that usually if anybody follows me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see I'm always eating, and those are 3 of the spots you could pretty much always catch me at. Raffaello's Italian food in San Pedro. I travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about drinks?
Drinks.
Pancho like to get his drink on?
My drink would be I'm known for popping bottles. So I like I work hard for my money, and I like to spend it on stuff that I'm working for. So I've started with the champagnes from Dom Perignon to I upgraded to Cristal, and now I do the Ace of Spades. You know what I mean? So those, but my signature drink in a club or is a Cadillac Margarita. That's my drink right there on the rocks. Cadillac on the rocks. Yeah. Cadillac Margarita.
Cool. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, MC Pancho's a big worker. He's always a busy worker.
Yeah, I like to have my fun. I like to go out and stuff, and the reward is, Friday when you get that paycheck. But, I do have a regular job, a 9 to 5, and, 8 to 5, and I'm a longshoreman. I work on the docks, so the majority of the things that you're wearing from head to toe, I probably unloaded from a container, and that's what I do. Like I said, 26 years in the union, and, I'm proud to say that.
Yeah, that's some behind the scenes that probably people wouldn't know about you.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about any advice for any Chicano rappers out there, or anybody just in general, tattoo artists? Or,
The advice I've always given is, like back we were talking, you said about the money. I never came up off the cassettes. You know what I mean? Most of them were given away. Even when I brought out my CD, most of them were given away. Japan had made, God, I think they made about 5,000 CDs, and they were selling them at 50 a pop. And that was, I didn't ask for anything out of that because they treated me so good
Yeah.
when I would go out there. You know what I mean? So that was my way of giving back. Like, here's my CD. Do what you want to do with it. You
Yeah.
know, and my advice to anybody in the come up out there is have a job first, and take your music and other stuff as a hobby. Do it on the side.
Yeah.
If you think you're gonna, I mean, some people maybe are fortunate. I don't know. To be able to buy a house off of CD sales. I don't know, because I didn't buy my house off of making cassettes. You know what I mean? I worked for that, and I keep it real. You know what I mean? Like I said, I work my ass off, and I like to show. I like the jewelry, I like the bling, I like to show that you could have that, by working for it, And I don't fake anything. I mean, the cars are mine, the jewelry is mine, and what I'm doing is real, But as far as making, a CD, putting a CD out there, anybody, and get a 9 to 5 first, and do that on the side. And if you come up, hey, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's an extra.
Yeah.
It's an extra.
Cool. And what about any shout outs you got to people?
Just shout out to my girl Juliet. We're gonna be getting married soon. We just don't have time. We're doing, because I'm fortunate to, I don't rap no more, but I got into acting.
So what have you been featured on, or future things that you plan on doing?
Well, what got me out there was really my tattoos. I mean, I never played a doctor or a lawyer. I always played an ex-con or convict.
Why not? Just because you have tattoos, you can't be a doctor or lawyer?
Yeah. I thank you. But I mean, the majority of my roles were that rough, tough guy.
Yeah.
So I had my share of I've been on Dexter, NCIS, CSI. Southland, and fortunate to do season 4 on Sons of Anarchy. I was one of the Mayans on there. I let the hair down and became a biker.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and then I had a movie that actually made it to big screen called Java's Cage of Glory. It was with Danny Trejo and Stephen Bauer, who played Manolo and Scarface. So I had a real good part in there, and like I said, that one went to big screen, and I think I went to go see it at the movies like 10 times. And,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was the only one in there.
Go check that out.
Yeah, it's on DVD now. So I might have a copy around here laying around. I think about like 100 of them.
Yeah.
So I'll give you one.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you have an agent and everything, or you just hook everything up yourself?
No, I've been fortunate. Like I said, all those parts I got through the look or a friend. Hey, they're looking for somebody with long hair and tattoos. You got the description. So I was real fortunate to get those through that. And lately, like I said, my schedule's been nonstop. I haven't had time to do any auditions, which I said I was going to take it a little more serious. But I'm back on the car club scene, which you didn't ask me about, but I'm a car club member, Harbor Area Vida, and it's weird how everything just goes in a circle because I'm doing a lot of car shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm back on that scene, and people that see me knew me from hitting switches back in the days and doing, rolling the lowriders.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, you're back with this, but you're doing something else. And I go, well, I've always been MC Pancho since 1988.
Yeah.
And it just went in a circle. So I'm into a little bit of everything. They put me down on my thing as tattoo model, actor, recording artist, longshoreman, and philanthropist. And I think out of all of them, I like the philanthropist part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could pick a role, what would you want to do?
As far as like a movie role,
Yeah.
probably play myself. Play my whole life has been like a movie. You know what I mean? And people have told me I should document everything of what I've experienced and what I've seen and gone through. And even now, like it's the reward of what I've done is when somebody comes up to me and asks me for a picture or an autograph. That's the reward.
Yeah.
That's the payoff. I mean, that's the biggest. Money can't even come close to that. It's the feeling, and I guess that's what I've done it for. Just to everybody wants recognition and their props, and I'm getting it now. 20 something years later, I am, and it's
You
a
think you're
beautiful
getting it more
feeling.
now than before?
Yeah, now because we didn't have internet back then, so
Yeah.
we were our own little superstars in the hood, and that was it, pretty much. You'd go to the indoor and drop off your cassettes, back then, and somebody would be like, "Oh shit, it's MC Pancho," and we didn't have no camera phones then, so there weren't pictures or
Yeah.
nothing. It was just more or less, "Can you sign my cassette?" And I was happy to do that, and I think I've signed like maybe 3 back then in that era, and I remember, and it was a rush for me, so now when somebody approaches me and comes up and wants a picture with me, or they'll tell me they were a little and I don't want to use the word intimidated, but they don't know how to approach me because of my look or tattoos. And I'm easy to, once you talk to me, I mean, as you can see,
Yeah.
I'm nothing like what I look like, so I encourage that and I love it, and thank you to those that do come up and take the time and ask for a picture or, even an autograph, that's the reward. Thank you.
Do you get youngsters coming up to you too, or is it mostly people from back in the day?
No, it's funny. I get a lot of kids now, and
Yeah.
you would think they'd be afraid, like, "What the hell? I ain't going up to that guy," but I do, and it's a shocker because I'm like, "How do you know who I am? I haven't done any music since, but yeah, I get a lot of young kids that do that, and it's a shock, it throws me off guard. Like, whoa, okay, you know who I am, so it's a beautiful feeling. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Back to the movie thing. If there's any movie producers out there, the MC Pancho movie, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I'll cut you in on that, Ricardo. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. I also do a lot of shows, shows as far as appearances, and I know that's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? I'm very humble on that. I'm grateful that and fortunate that people want me to show up and make an appearance. And like I said, that's not a forever thing. So I really don't turn any down, and so it's real tiring, but. Shout out to Juliet and what I mean, all my people from Japan, Orange County, Spain. I have some guests down here. I'm entertaining from Spain,
Yeah.
and people like you, Ricardo. Shout out to people that are out there getting this message across. Because there ain't too many people that do this. What you're doing, taking the time to come out and interview. So that's beautiful.
Thank
You're
you.
spreading the gospel out there. Keep it up.
Yeah. Thank you. And what if people still want to get a hold of those old school cassettes from back in the day?
Man, if you could, I won't even let you finish that question. If you could find one, man,
you a copy.
give me a copy. Yeah, please. I'm fortunate to have a few.
Do you
But
still
out
have
of-
the whole collection? At
No,
least
there was a
one
total
cassette,
of 30, and I might have like maybe 5 masters out of 30, and that's all. Yeah, I'll show them to you later if we do a tour around
Yeah,
the house. I have them on display in the living room in
Okay.
in a cabinet. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. We're gonna take a tour around MC Pancho's house so he can show us a little bit more art and what else he's got. So let's get into a little bit of your artwork that you have around your house. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I have well in here this is what I call my cigar lounge. This is where I like to just chill and smoke my cigars, and what I have on the wall is a few canvas paintings. Those were done by Night Owl, the one of Juliet and me. Those are paintings. What you have here are airbrushed. Those are done by a gentleman, Cliff Morris, who's out of Las Vegas right now. He hooked those up. Those are on canvas, but they're not painted. They're airbrushed. And as you come this way, um, I'm real fortunate to have that whole top row, which I hope the lighting's good and you can capture that. Those were done by Mr. Teen Angel, the original himself, rest in peace, who just passed away, not too long ago. And those are his original pieces, that I have. They're not copies or prints at all. I don't deal with copies or prints. And then the other stuff you see here are part of the prison art that were sent, to me and made especially for me throughout the years. As we come over to this side, this is, I guess, what I like to call my trophies. I started collecting from 2008 on the posters and events that I've done, from my days with Halified to my Japan tours, the Power and Respect tour, which was with Little Blackie, Chino Grande, Cuete Escan, sent for by homie brand Mr. K, and different magazines I've appeared in, from Orleans Lowriding to Lowrider to, just different ones. So like I call this my my trophies, my accomplishments of different tours and shows I've done. And of course, the fish tank, you got to capture that because I had Cliff Morris hook that one up for me. So you got Al Capone in the front. That's an actual airbrush painting. Cliff's so good it actually looks like a photo. But that's painted on there. I mean, you could see it. And on this side over here, hopefully you could get the lighting on that. We got Tony Montana. So that's a saltwater tank right there, and that's all the work that was done by Cliff Morris out in Vegas. What we have here is we're in the back upper deck of my my backyard. So I have Aztec right here. You know what I mean? I have Guatemo. I have a butterfly warrior and the hummingbird god. So these are also done by Cliff. By some patterns that were sent to me from the fellas. So he's a true artist. He captured it and put them up there on there for me. All Aztec right here as well. Aztec Mayan, And I know you're going to capture that noise in the background, but that's my koi pond where, I fell in love with the koi fish in Japan. A lot of them are sleeping right now, but they're there. There they are. And more artwork, as you can see. Watch your step. I had this made. It's an Aztec table. The Aztec calendar. So I had that made especially for this theme, and a little more artwork here. And there's another lower deck to this, but I don't really have it prepared for this, but I'll show you as much as we can from up here. Hopefully this light will kick on, so just watch your step as we come this way. And here we are. Make sure you don't step in no dog doo-doo. We got another piece right here of Aztec. That's the back side of my cigar lounge. And I'll let you capture that for a minute. And there's another piece I have of Aztec down below. And those of you that watch YouTube and seen my parties, when you Google MC Pancho, they're all pretty much done here in the backyard. Actually, all of them are. And this is where it goes down. That becomes a nightclub downstairs, and upstairs is where we have all the food. Okay, now we're entering the house. Watching, making sure nobody comes in. I got Zapata right there. This is the back door right here. And I'll show you what I have on the other side, which pretty much watches over the whole house. Okay, what we have here, we're in the kitchen. I have an old piece of Teen Angel actually right here that was signed by him. This was put in the liquor stores where they were selling it, back in those days. Right here I have the Santa Muerte, which was back in the Aztec days, different images. So I have that right there, protecting the house. People say I have an infatuation with death, but it's, I've lived around death, losing a mother, father, and brother. And I look forward to Dia de los Muertos. I put up an altar. So that's mainly what you're going to see now that we come into the, from room to room, is Day of the Dead theme, because that's me, like I said, maybe I do have an infatuation with death. I mean, I believe there's an afterlife. I have, as you can see, this whole kitchen done up. This piece right here is actually my father and me. I'm the little boy that, that's me right there being held. My father was a Silver Star recipient in Korea. So there's a silver star and the longshore hook, and the boxing glove symbolizes, my dad was a professional fighter. Like I said, excuse the house. You caught me off guard. I really would have had it prepared more, but this is real. So what we have here is the Stolen Angel. I call it the Lost Angel, and it's this one's dedicated to my mother, Amor Eterno, Earth's Cry, Heaven's Smile. We changed it up a bit, but it came off the Stolen shirt, and I just seen it and I fell in love with it, and it had meaning. So like I said, it's got a little few changes. Here you have me, bitterness of the sea. If you look up the meaning of bitterness of the sea, it's the name Maria, and that's my mother, of course. So you have the moonflower right there. That's the Flor de Luna. There's a song actually of that. Mayan goddess Ichel. Day of the Dead, more Day of the Dead theme. Pretty much my whole house and living room is Day of the Dead.
Your mother right here?
Yeah, that's me and my mom in Vegas at a club actually. We were thank you. Yeah, I was smiling in that one. We were partying it up in Vegas. So yeah, this is the living room artwork. But you see, I pretty much I have an eye for art, and I wish I could draw, but that's not my talent. But with these pieces right here, I mean, I designed them. You got Johnny Cash, with war paint. You got Zapata, with little additives to them. I have Marlon Brando, Don Corleone, because that's a very inspiring movie. I learned a lot from it, watching it at a young age, and Pancho Villa right there, and as we come here, I mean, we got different CDs that I've worked on or been on or had intros or something to do with, a few that are up there, and some were just real close friends at that time when we were during my comeback. So they deserve to be up in a frame. And we have more artwork here, original canvas here. I think I bought this one at Overa Street for my mom for her birthday, and man, that one's not coming down. And this one right here is my mother, and there's a story to tell. My mom's nickname was Shorty, and she's holding the little dog Shorty, which was named after her. It symbolizes a woman that, if you knew her, you would understand it. It's kind of, black and white, which is good and bad. My mom was a beautiful, beautiful person and very inspiring to me and supported me in everything I do. But if you mess with her, you do not want to see her bad side. And this is pretty much the bad side with the middle finger and the black wing, so it's real symbolic. I remember I posted this up one time, and some people caught it right away and some didn't understand it. Art, you have to have an open, mind when you look at it and look at it in a whole different, aspect. And, art does tell stories. So this one really does. And then you got me. This was actually from a photo shoot and a few posters, with my Aztec headdress, and it's from an actual photo. And we did the waterfall. There's actually water that comes from there, but once he painted it, I didn't really turn it on anymore. But it is waterproof, and that's another piece. And I don't know what else you covered. If you got inspiring women in my life as far as music, which would be Sade, Tina Marie, and Adele, and my granddaughter. And a lot of people don't understand why does he have a little girl with a cigar in her mouth? But I mean, people that know me know I smoke cigars, and they are very, very powerful. The smoke of them. They do cleansings, and I enjoy my cigars, so that's why she's smoking one in there. And I have Amy Winehouse right here on the bottom. I like her music a lot, so she deserved to get on there. And in here, if you could capture this, I have my cassettes in there. I mean, this was supposed to be a liquor cabinet for strictly liquor, but then it ended up becoming, oh God, you name it. Everything in there is symbolic. I have one of my big homies that passed away, his last pack of cigarettes. I have my dad's bracelet in there. I have my cassettes, the Harbor Area Sounds. There's a few of them in there, the covers, and there's a lot of symbolic things in there that were meaningful things, very meaningful. So you could hopefully catch the cassettes in there. And we'll make our way to the hallway. I have some more original pieces from Teen Angel himself, the man, the myth, the legend. That's teenager, man. Man, I came out of my first issue, I think, when I was like 14 or 13. No, I was 12 years old. And, I was, man, I felt like I was a little celebrity, so rest in peace. And he was very inspiring to a lot of us, and you will live on. So I'm honored to have his original pieces. There's another one, like I said, these are not prints, these are all originals, you know. And right behind me, yep, there's another one of his. And as we make our way through the hallway, I mean, it's the prison art that I've collected throughout the years, various artists, artists that don't just draw for anybody. I'm really, really fortunate and blessed that they've drawn for me, and they still do. And, they send them to me as gifts, that's beautiful. And I thank you guys for that. And I'm glad I'm able to finally get it out there, by Ricardo documenting it and letting me tell a little brief story on them, and showing it to everybody, all you viewers. And this room right here is what we call the sacred room. It was my mother's room, and I man, it's a story. I have everybody sign it, which you will too, Ricardo, before you leave, who's entered there. And there's very, very popular names on there as far as in the rap game, in acting, in different countries, different languages. Man, it just goes on and on. And artwork, of course, from the fellas. And I'll let you catch that. And you can zoom in on my lowrider bike that they just had made. Thanks to Benny from the Techniques Car Club for putting this whole bike together. Yeah, you can see it's fully detailed, both sides. And, that's one thing I never had. I remember we were on the set of Dexter. We were working together, and we started talking about, did you ever have a Stingray? And I'm like, no. And he built me one. Thank you, Benny, because you really put a lot of heart into this, as far as the murals on all around and everything. There's some on that side too, if you could get it. He really hooked it up for me. I won't write it. It's strictly show. I'm very different. I mean, I sport Stacy Adams, but I know ain't nobody got a pair of Stacy Adams roller skates. I keep it gangster. On Vogue's, on Vogue tires. You know what I mean? When they made these, I told them, you got to find me. They didn't have Dayton's, otherwise I would have spokes on this. But and they laughed at me when I told them I wanted the stopper in the front, because they don't do that no more. But I'm like, no, you got to put a stopper, because it's been a while. But I will be skating on these, soon. And they're as you can see, they're Stacy Adams, Stacy Adams roller skates. Yep. And here's more of the artwork that you see on the walls, and the photos that I have here are very, very meaningful and, symbolic. I mean, there's a lot of meaning and history in a lot of these. The boxer right there is my father, and I got me and my mom, and yeah, my tours in Japan, and the fellas I got to meet. And a lot of people are family, people that passed on and, are no longer with us. And, I'm fortunate to still have photos of them, So I'm sharing it with you guys out there, all you viewers. And this is an old pic right here. Actually, I think I was 19 right here. So there's some history right there. I'm 45 now, which I really don't tell too many people, but yeah, age is catching up. And now you've seen my house, Now we'll do the cars. No, that's cribs. Yeah, no, now you see my house, and thank you, Ricardo, for this opportunity. Maybe next time we will do the cars. I'll get them cleaned up for you, the Cadillacs. All right, well, thank you. Oh no, wait, we didn't do the bathroom. You've seen the kitchen, but I'm gonna take you now in the bathroom. And as you know, my girl's Juliet, and I wanted to give her something, so I gave her the bathroom. I told her we'll do an island theme. She's an island girl, you know what I mean? So we did a theme of Guam, and it's still not done, you know, but I got my Cadillac throne right there, you know. So, you know, and everything else here is pretty much an island theme, what we did, you know. So it's still, we're still working on it, but it is getting there. So now you've seen the bathroom. Hopefully next time you come, it'll be done, Ricardo.
All right, Pancho, if you could share with us a little bit of your tattoos, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, as you can see, I ran out of room. I mean, I can't really show much more without pulling my pants down, but it's a lot of single needle. Like I said, it's a lot different now, you know, the way they've taken it. You know, the eyes are a little, you really can't make them out. You know, they're old. You know, my artist tried to fix up as many of them as he could, you know, that I have now. But like I said, a lot of these are old. You know, the ink we used was pelican and guitar string, you know, homemade gun with a motor from a Walkman, and, you know, like I said, guitar string. I got a lot of women on one arm and Aztec on the other.
You got a back piece too, right?
I got a back piece. Yeah, I got Harberry on the stomach, and my back piece is. I got the koi fish in Japan. They actually put that on me in Japan, and you know, everything is. I mean, it's a story put together. You know, like I said, I was young when I first started getting these tats. You know, I was really young, and I guess now they do tell a story. You know, I was just anxious to get sleeved up, and I got a sleeve in one day with all these women, and yeah, these women came back to haunt me throughout the years. And like I said, the butterfly is very symbolic because that represents my mother, and you know, what I wear on the face is all Aztec. You know, the teardrop you see is for my mother because it's one I can't wipe away. You know, and you know, the angels on the neck, Earth's Cry, Heaven's Smile was my mother the day she was born. You know, the earth, you know, somebody was crying on the earth, which is a baby, and Heaven's Smile is when she passed, 7606, Amor Eterno.
You got it on your hand too, right?
You know, actually on my hand is on right there is New Life, which I found in Japan. You know, so that's Japanese kanji of New Life that I discovered. You know, when I went over there. And yeah, the rest is all just women, you know. And my legs, we'll do that another day, you know. No one's really seen them, so I'll give that to you, you know, for the next interview. Yeah, let me just get them waxed real good, you know. that's one of the hard things when you know you're showing tats. You gotta get waxed, you know. And a lot of guys won't admit it, but it's you do it.
Don't lie.
Yeah, don't lie. So yeah, but my legs tell a story of evil and good and evil, and I would like to do that with you, so I could tell the story. Because if I just showed pictures, they'd be like, oh God, what did he do? Join a cult? You know, because I have bad on one side and good on the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if we could get a part 2 interview, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah,
that'd be
definitely,
cool.
Definitely. Let's do that. Yeah.
All right, MC Pancho. I want to give a big thank you to you for having me over to your house. I really appreciate it. I know you got to go to work tomorrow and everything. You got guests over, busy guy, and it's pretty late at night tonight, and he's still taking the time to do an interview for me. And I really, really appreciate that.
No, thank you. And I never turned down any interviews. And, you know, thank you for taking the time to want to know about me and, you know, come over here, you know, and get my story or some of it, because it's a long one. We're going to need like a couple of parts for every little detail. But you know, you know, caught the main things that I've done and accomplished. And thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, we need more people out there like that's, you know, doing this. I mean, I know there's a few out there, you know, but you know, I really appreciate it, you know, and
I do it for the love, just so that people can see the more of the Chicano culture, positive things that we do.
Yeah, and it is positive, you know, so thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we're here in San Pedro Califas tonight. MC Pancho, thanks again. And we're out of here. Cardinal Mac, MC Pancho, Chicano Style TV. Peace.
It's the Vato MC Pancho on a smooth, mellow ride, convertible rack. sit back, be cool as we roll with the Bonnaroo, Sureño Blue. It's a tale of the South Side. That's why the Southsiders have so much pride. Like my homeboys doing time up in the Bay on a 5, 10, 25 to life stay. Orale, don't let no one get you down because you know your brown brother will be around. It brings hurt to mi corazón. Seeing these little kids knowing their daddies are never coming home with the 3 strikes taking place. Not seeing your loved one or wiping that tear from your jefita's face. That's how it is, that's how it goes. You ask yourself why, man, nobody knows. I got a wheeler from my homie